Tulsi Gabbard, now Director of National Intelligence. You had a report that came in from CNN saying, cleaning this up is going to be a problem because I don't know, man, if you start firing people in these departments, in the CIA, in the FBI, in the Office of National Intelligence, what if these people start selling us out? What if they start going to China and to Russia and to all of our adversaries and they give us all their information? What's going to happen then? That's why we can't fire people, because if you fire people, they are going to turn their back on their country. Again, and Tulsi, of course, responded with well, this is precisely the point.
So CNN puts out an article, how Trump's government-cutting moves risk exposing the CIA's secrets. This was written by 4 journalists at CNN. It took that many to get these sources and put this out here. But it says, as the CIA weighs staff cuts, current and former intelligence officials say that mass firings could offer a rich recruitment opportunity for foreign intelligence services like China or Russia, who may seek to exploit financially vulnerable or resentful former employees. The Justice Department has charged multiple former military and intelligence officials for providing U.S. intelligence to China in recent years. So the entire take there, presumably from sources within the CIA, are that, hey, be careful. You may not want to offer these buyout programs here. You may not want to cut the provisional employees because we know things. And if we lose our job, we're going to go to China or Russia.
I am curious about how they think this is a good tactic to keep their job. They're exposing themselves essentially by making this indirect threat, using their propaganda arm through CNN that they've used over and over and over again to reveal their hand, that their loyalty is not at all to America. It is not to the American people or the Constitution. It is to themselves. And these are exactly the kind of people that we need to root out, get rid of, so that the patriots who do work in this area, who are committed to our core mission, can actually focus on that. I got to tell you, one of the byproducts of what I just saw literally today is because of this immediate action of transparency and accountability, I have people within the intelligence community reaching out to me personally and directly saying, hey, you need to know about this. You need to look over here. People are stepping forward because they are all on board with the mission to clean house and refocus on our core mission of serving the American people.
As Tulsi Gabbard called them out on Jesse Waters' program, that, one, they're using their propaganda arm, CNN, so calls out CNN as well, but that these type of deep state actors know that they can go directly to friendlies in the media and get this out there as a warning to the Trump administration. But she is also right to point out, it exposes that these people shouldn't be working for our intelligence agencies anyways. If they are easily flipped their allegiance from, it's not just a job, this is a national security job, and they're going to just all of a sudden lose their job and decide, I know some stuff, I'm going to go sell it to Russia or China or Iran or North Korea. I mean, that just seems absurd that CNN would even print, like, here's the risk. It's like when New York Times said the unintended consequence of naming cartels terrorist is it may hurt our economy. If these people are that easily turned against their allegiance to the United States, then they shouldn't be working for the Central Intelligence Agency to begin with.
A kind of a related story, a story that I've been teasing for the last couple segments where, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of our tax returns were leaked by someone on the inside.
We heard about Charles Littlejohn a while back. He was an IRS contractor that leaked, at the time, what was believed to be 70,000 different individuals' personal tax information. Some of those people were Donald Trump, Elon Musk, politically motivated leaking to places like ProPublica, Washington Post, and for other reasons as well. Now that there's a new sheriff in town, the acting IRS commissioner is telling the House Judiciary Committee chairman, Jim Jordan, it wasn't actually 70,000. It was more than 400,000 taxpayers affected by this one individual's leaking.
This revelation that Mr. Littlejohn has leaked private information should be set in direct contrast to the ballistic hectoring that we have received over the last several months from CNN and MSNBC, because they have basically been foaming at the mouth about Elon Musk having access to confidential information. I am not going to tell our audience that Elon Musk is perfect, but he has an objective of helping the American people. Mr. Littlejohn and other leakers at the NSA, those individuals basically hate the United States, in my opinion.
It's wild. When you hear this kind of information, when a Donald Trump and an Elon Musk tax returns and information is being leaked, you do have to look at what Tulsi Gabbard said, which is, yeah, if you think that your own staff, your own team, again, as Will said, this is not going from Walmart to Target. This is undermining the American people. This is undermining the American government, whether that is what Tulsi is saying, which is if you think your potential employees are going to quit or get fired, and if they go fired, they're going to go work for a foreign adversary, or if on this situation where they're going to leak all this information for data or for mining or whatever it could be, for all of the uses it can be used for, that we need to make sure that we have these real protections in place. And right now, it is clear what's nice about these stories when they happen, and they're not nice that a contractor leaked more than 400,000 returns, but what it does, it opens up the door for you to understand, as the Sekulow viewer here, as the ACLJ supporter, that this is happening. And therefore, that's why we put together such an amazing team that ends up becoming people like the Director of National Intelligence. That's why Rick Grinnell's going to be joining us a little bit later, former Director of National Intelligence, because we can influence what's going on, because this can't be how things are run.
Organizations like ProPublica itself, which benefited from the leaking of taxpayer information from this individual and were able to report on Elon Musk and report on Donald Trump. They were all too eager to take the illegal stealing and releasing of taxpayer private information and report on it when it was against the people they didn't like. But now you're seeing story after story after story from these same media outlets that are decrying the DOGE agenda. Here's one from ProPublica. The staffers helping Elon Musk dismantle and downsize the U.S. government one agency at a time. They have a litany of writing on here about, with a negative slant, about what is happening. So how do they mesh that? How do they mesh it? They are fine with taking illegally leaked information, but then going after these agencies that are trying to clean that up. It's because that's where they profited. That's where they get their money, is by telling their own sphere of influence, which is increasingly smaller. Here's the dirt on the people you don't like.